Hi, it's Lee, and welcome to the Tesla Economist. Why is Tesla's stock price still running with another 5% gain almost at close? What has happened? What's the big celebration or big news? Investors are trying to find reasons, as if they understand why it has run. But none seem to really add up, at least not to the level of these gains. Well, actually, it's because the Model 3 now qualifies for the full tax credit, and you can buy Model 3s in some states for around the mid $20,000 mark, which means Teslas are now very affordable, and thus the stock price has corrected this accordingly. But remember, the Model 3 qualified for the full tax credit earlier this year too, and when it lost half the tax credit, the stock price did very little. There's no way the car responsible for about 1/3 of Tesla sales in a market responsible for less than half Tesla sales has increased the stock that much. Sure, it's positive on top of the stock moving, but it doesn't have that much impact. Not like the Cybertruck. This vehicle breaks the rules of engineering and will be a total head-turner at traffic lights. CGI in real life is what we hear. And people tell me too that it looks 10 times more impressive in person. It's actually going to happen. This engineering feat of a vehicle will be released to the public. A product that looks so good, it almost feels illegal. A bulletproof vehicle that can even travel across water, amongst other impressive specifications, and many unknown still to find out. Yes, we haven't even been delivered all the specifications of this triumph. Elon telling us that it will be even better than expected, and the day of its production is fast approaching. Seeing is believing, and there were many doubters that such a vehicle could even be manufactured. And I still look forward to finding out how certain elements of it will be achieved. For example, what will the battery pack be, and how much range will the first version offer? But is this responsible for adding around $250 billion onto the stock price over the last month? Well, Elon says that they will likely produce around 250,000 a year or so. And yes, in the same breath, he also said they will make as many as people want. But the number he said was 250,000 as well. If Tesla achieve a gross profit of $15,000 per Cybertruck, then that's just under $4 billion a year gross profit, probably around $3.5 billion on earnings. If you give that car a P ratio of even 50 when ramped at full production, which is probably a generous PE, then that's $175 billion additional value to the company. And that's when everything has gone perfectly. We're still at the stage of not seeing one come off the production line yet. Therefore, I don't think the Cybertruck can take too much responsibility for this latest run either. Of course, there is a knock-on effect of further confidence in the company. If Tesla can make the Cybertruck a really tough engineering challenge, then of course they'll be able to solve dry battery electrodes, and the unboxed parallel manufacturing technique looks so much simpler than having to build a Cybertruck with the most insane gigapress ever seen. And if Tesla can do all that, then they can probably solve FSD. But there's so much more coming for Tesla. We're only at a 1.8 million a year run rate. Elon saying the next 2 models alone will be 5 million a year, with a new manufacturing technique. But we're hearing Ford and GM are struggling, and yet realize that EVs are the future, and claiming that Tesla is so much further ahead. Legacy are starting to take it very seriously now, and realize that they actually do need to swallow their pride. Transportation is going to be all about tech, not internal combustion. The tech in batteries and software, something that Legacy's 100+ years of experience is not able to help them with, as it's a new industry. They do have manufacturing experience and many factories and robots at the ready to build EVs, something that is very capital intensive and takes time to build up, along with all the logistics, branding, and everything else Legacy have built up over that time. EVs and AVs are the future, and as it's plainly obvious to most of us that Tesla is leading the way so far ahead in both those arenas, GM and Ford can't even make positive gross profits. Tesla was making positive net profits even back with the Model S in 2016, and has been making positive gross profits with the Model 3 for about 6 years, accompanied by an insanely low OPEX. Yes, Tesla does have high CapEx because they are a growth company and it's a capital-intensive industry, which does require a lot of, capital, which will take time. The market and industry is realizing once again that EVs are the future, but this was spurred on by the world realizing how big AI is going to be in the future. I believe this has started the momentum mostly, especially when we see Nvidia at an all-time high. Wow, if Nvidia can hit all-time highs in this economy, then can Tesla too? Is Tesla just a car company, or is it really an AI company? Except it takes a lot more effort, capital, and time to make a car than it does a microchip. The market is rethinking Tesla again. Sure, FSD wasn't solved last year, and my bet would be it doesn't get solved this year either. But no one else is going to beat Tesla to solving it. And I also bet that Ford will license Tesla's FSD, just like they're partnering with superchargers. If Legacy start realizing what Tesla is, then the rest of the market will eventually follow, as Legacy have a fairly good idea of the auto industry. The last thing they would want to do is admit defeat to Tesla. So if they're trying to partner up, then it must mean they know they can't do it without Tesla. And at the time I record this now, Tesla's stock price is fast approaching $250, off by just $3. It was like it attempted this recovery as early as February last year, but was put back by macro fears and lower demand concerns that may result in lower prices and lower margins. But the market has accepted all of that, and it didn't go that way. So now we look forward, onward, and upwards. I mean, come on, this is Tesla. Shouldn't it be at least $1 trillion company? Tesla appeared to have sidestepped the 4680 delay by getting what appears to be close to a further 200 gigawatt hours a year of cells from CATL, likely to be supplied over the next year or two, in order to get Mexico running with sufficient cells. So the future of Tesla's EV ramping is not subjected to dry battery electrode manufacturing, which has not yet been solved at mass scale. It's likely the shorts are starting to cover their positions too and getting squeezed. Surely they've been burnt enough by Tesla runs to realize how crazy this stock can go when it wants to. Then likely the institutions will join in the party with their smart money. And Apple, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia have all been running this month too. It feels like Tesla is finally playing catch up and has joined the AI train and left the auto industry train. Again, being further reinforced by seeing GM and Ford swallowing their prides and jumping ship to take the Tesla lifeboat. Tesla is Legacy's savior, not its competitor. Elon is offering them the lifelines like superchargers, FSD, and open patents for the drivetrain and manufacturing processes. Tesla can only make so many cars, or so much hardware for the software. If other manufacturing companies also help like Ford and GM, then it simply means there'll be more hardware to take on Tesla's profitable software, kind of like Microsoft was with IBM, and then Compaq, HP, and Dell, all making the hardware that means they pay for Microsoft's software, which is vastly more profitable. Just like Tesla's FSD, Ford making hardware for their customers to pay Tesla hundreds of dollars a month in licensing a car that will drive itself. Is this the future? The more we see Legacy giving Tesla their badge of approval, the more consumers will feel confident in going electric and moving to Tesla. If Ford approve of Tesla FSD, then it must be legitimate, they might think. Anyway, I'm certainly enjoying this run, and as long as macros are stable, I think it will continue to run, especially if we finally get some of these events happening like Highland and Mexico starting soon. If they don't happen this month, then a positive earnings call could be what it takes to make the stock level up again.
Hi there.
Thanks.
I'm using Verbalate AI video translation and lip sync software. It's pretty amazing. Watch this.
I can translate my videos into other languages. For example, I am now speaking Hindi.
नमस्ते, मैं पहली बार हिंदी में बोल रहा हूं, लेकिन वर्बलेट इसे इतना आसान बना देता है.
Or how about Spanish?
Hola, vaya, increíble.
También puedo hablar español.
Sign up at verbalate.ai today to gain early access to trial the product for creators and strategic partners, and gain the ability to translate and lip sync videos in all major languages. You can view the info in the description below.